In this video, we will learn about how to define logical expressions in our services, in our service nodes. For this purpose, we will continue to use the dummy model that we created in our previous expression videos. Let's go to the create dummy object function. As you might remember, this basically creates a dummy object in memory and returns back the created object. So we will be updating the condition, field of this dummy object, and we will be writing down logical expressions here. In Altogic, basically you can use three operators for defining the logical expression. The first one is the AND operator, which is denoted by this. The other one is the OR operator, this is denoted by this, and the last one is the unary NOT operator. Okay, let's start with using the AND operator. Let's assume that a 3 smaller than 4 and 5 larger than 6. Okay. So in this case, this part is evaluating to true, this part is evaluating to false. As you know, the AND operator basically, in order for an AND operator to return true, both of the left hand side and right hand side should operate to true. If one of them evaluates to false, then overall AND operator, AND expression evaluates to false. In this case, it will evaluate to false. Let's try this thing. Okay, let's go to test panel. Okay, here we don't need this thing right now. Condition is evaluated to false. What happens if we change this thing to 4? Okay, both of them will evaluate to true, and the AND operation will evaluate to true. Okay, you can write the same thing using the function. Okay, there is a logical category here. As you go scroll down here, logical AND. Okay, you can also use the AND operator, very similar to the one in Excel. Okay, so 3 smaller than 4. This is the first expression. This is the next expression. By the way, using AND, you can add multiple, let's say, expression, and the AND operator, then the AND function checks whether all of these, let's say, expressions evaluate to true. If all of them evaluate to true, it returns true. If any one of them evaluates to false, it returns false. Okay. If I go back here, if I run this thing again, it again evaluates to true. What about the OR expression? Let's put there 2 equal to 3 or 4 larger than 3. So this is false, the right hand side is true. If either left or right hand side is true, the OR expression basically evaluates to true. It only evaluates to false. It's both right hand side and left hand side expressions evaluate to false. Okay, this should evaluate to true. Let's go back here. Yep. If we put here smaller, this is false, this is false, this will evaluate to false. Yep, exactly. Okay. Another one is basically you can also use, similar to the AND, okay, you also have the OR version of this thing. You can also use the OR function. Okay, this one. So this one, this one. You can add additional expressions as parameter to this one. Basically, this function evaluates these expressions. If any one of them is evaluates to true, it returns to true. If none of them evaluates to true, if all of them evaluates to false, it returns false. Okay. So if you run this thing again the same thing. What happens then? There is a NOT function, not operand. If I put here the exclamation mark, the NOT, so this evaluates to false. NOT basically inverses that evaluation. It should evaluate to true. Okay. Let's look at this one. Exactly true. Let's see if we've got exactly the NOT function here, so I can write down the same thing using NOT. Okay. If I run this thing again, it again evaluates true. Of course, you can use field values in your expressions, right? So, for example, we got the text here. Let's assume that we've got, let's say, integer parameter also, an integer parameter. That is integer. Okay, and let's assume that our expression will be let's assume that this is h. Let's say if it is bigger than 18, and okay, if it's bigger than 18, And let's assume that text is, for example, this is name, maybe, right? I'm just randomly adding some stuff here. Adam. Okay. If integer number is greater than 18, and if the text is Adam, then it will evaluate to true. Okay. So let's go back to here. Text value Mary. Integer, let's put it 20. This should evaluate to false because it's not Adam. Okay. If I put here Adam, then this will evaluate to true. Okay, similar to other expressions, again, I mean, you can write quite complex logical expressions using the object field values and also the relevant functions. That's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching.